It is time. Let me welcome you to California's hidden utopia. This is Point Reyes Station, California. We're gonna be back here in just a moment to get a little breakfast, but first let me show you where I'm at, and we're gonna start the morning, as always, with a hike. The reason I call Point Reyes California's hidden utopia is because the people who live here seem to have life a little bit better figured out than the rest of the country. They source their own food from cows you can see 10 minutes from town. Their communities rally together to keep the roadsides clean, and the town is built to blend into the beautiful landscape rather than dominate it. These factors combined to make Point Reyes my favorite town in all of California, and we're just getting started showing it. Now, let me take you to the beach. I've just arrived here at Bear Valley Trailhead, and as you can see, I've made some friends already as I picked up this baguette. It's so fun to be back. One of the many things that makes Point Reyes National Seashore special is that the wildlife here is just magnificent. It's a wilderness paradise, one of the few places where it seems that farmland and people and nature and wildlife and all this stuff has been able to blend together, and it's just wonderful. So we're gonna hike about 2 miles to the beach right now, I think is all it is, over these mountains, and that's the really cool part here. Really the only way to access the beach around here, go hike through the forest. Here we go. It's way too slippery to be doing this. I do not recommend it. That is so scary. I made a mistake, which means we're probably not going to be back in time for breakfast today. I took a wrong fork on the trail. So this trail goes out to the top of the mountain. The ocean is out here though. You could just see where the trees start to open up and it gets to the Pacific. So I can hear a river down here. River goes to the ocean. So this means it's time to off-road it, which I have not done. It's hard to do in these coastal mountains of California. They get thick, but we can't have a hike this morning without getting to the national seashore. So we're going for it. Let's go. This one's gonna turn into a hike. So we're down at the stream now. Now we gotta hopefully be able to navigate the rest of the way to the ocean, across the stream and down the riverbed. It wasn't the plan to do this, but this is what adventure is all about. Finding the way. This is the only option we have left to be able to get through this stuff. It's too thick to walk along the sides now. So through the middle of the stream we go. The beach will be worth it, promise you. Main river means the ocean's getting close. Just walking through this for another mile. I love it. I think there's a trail right above me. Let's look together, because this is getting deep and hard to walk through. Wow. Wow, man. That was rough. Oh my gosh. Hopefully we're closer to the coast than we started. Oh my goodness. So I gotta point out a few things from that. I walked over a plant when I was coming down that hill. They lit me up immediately. Poison ivy, poison oak, poison hemlock, something like that. But I got it across the inside of my knee. It hit the back side of my left knee. and then I got it on the right side of my hand, just the outside. I brushed it and immediately it just started stinging. So that one was pretty bad. It made me a little nervous, which is one of the reasons I wanted to jump into the river and try to wash all the residue off as possible. But one thing I'll say about that, most of our bodies were programmed to deal with a base level of infection. So like ringworms from Africa, as an example, they live in the bottom of most people that walk barefoot outside feet. And our bodies are programmed that way. They're really tough. So when we go long periods of time without any infection, without any sickness, our immune systems get a little overreactive. And I think is one of the reasons that autoimmune disease is so prevalent today. So I think it's good to get outside, have 100 spiders run across your face like just happened to me, and get lit up by a poisonous plant or so, or once in a while. Maybe it's affecting my tongue, making it hard to speak, but I think that's good stuff for you because it programs your body, like be a little bit more of a survivor. And usually the hardest trails lead to the most promised land. And the birds are singing, the sun's coming through the trees. It's been probably 2 hours longer than it was supposed to be on this hike so far, but I think we're about to find the promised land. Here we go. I told you we'd make it. Whew. Oh, yes, yes. All right, let's get down to the beach now. Whoa, it took many hours longer than it was supposed to get here, but at long last I can finally welcome you to Point Reyes National Seashore. This is what California looks like before any of the Europeans got here. This coastline is still virtually untouched after hundreds and hundreds of years of people being here. And check out how cool it is. The fresh water meets the ocean and you can hike through these little caves. Look how cool this is. Oh my gosh. That's what you gotta be careful for though. Oh my gosh. Okay. We gotta get out before the tide goes out too much higher, but worth it to see, right? Every part of the world I've been to has like a special animal that embodies that part of the world. And here at Point Reyes National Seashore on the California coast, it's this. If you look real quick, as soon as we rinse it off, this is an abalone shell. That's a natural substance, a natural shell made by a sort of mollusk sort of creature, and it's the most beautiful thing you'll ever see. It looks like a space rock meteor falling out of the sky, and it's an abalone shell. That's a spiritual experience right there, to find one of those as soon as we get to the coast. It means we're blessed with good luck. What can I say? It's been beautiful, but it's time to head back to the van and actually get some food, because it's probably like 3 o'clock already and I haven't eaten breakfast yet. Let's go. So look at this. Look at this. It is currently 5:19 p.m. and I just got back to the van. This was supposed to be the morning hike part of this video, and it's 5 o'clock, so I definitely missed breakfast time. I am famished. The good news is though, I still have a big activity I want to show you. There's a cool lighthouse out here I want to take you to. I want to take you to my favorite grocery store that I've probably ever been to, and even though I don't get to take you to a breakfast restaurant, we still should get to do a pretty good dinner tonight. So that's what we're gonna go do, and try to catch sunset at the lighthouse. So we gotta move, we gotta hurry, but I think we can do it, so let's roll. So this is the Palace Market. By the way, that's Point Reyes, that's where we are, but this is the Palace Market. Probably my favorite grocery store anywhere. Reason why, what's up? Almost all the food here is produced locally, right here in the hills of Point Reyes. So look up here, you can see where all the farms are that the cheeses are made. And you can look down here and say, here we go, Estro Gold Reserve, Valley Ford Cheese Company. You can see where all of them are made. Silver Spoon, Oakdale, all local cheeses. Beautiful. aside from everything local, this grocery store also has a special spot in my heart because they have what is undoubtedly the best chocolate bar I've ever had in the world. Green and Black's milk chocolate, just the best. Little shopping done for a midnight snack, and now eating at the Station House Cafe. Take a look at this.
We're getting some brand.
Oh my gosh. Oh. The Station House Cafe right here behind me just served me undoubtedly the best pork chop I've ever had in my life. I will include the link to the thing in the in the description of the video where you can follow along, see the guide for everything, and see where the Station House is. But right now it's getting dark outside, as you can see, which means we'll probably miss sunset, which is sad, but we're still gonna go to the lighthouse. I really wanted to show you that in the daytime because it's fantastic and spectacular when you can see the sun shining on it, but I still want to show you even though we got lost in the woods for hours and hours today. So we're still gonna go off to the lighthouse with us. All right, I've got good news and bad news. Bad news first, it's way too dark outside to even begin to consider seeing the lighthouse. Like, that's your view right there, you can kind of see that. So you can't see anything right now. The wind is blowing and it's just not gonna be fun. I never do this for these videos, but the good news is that I'm actually going to film a little bit tomorrow morning, hopefully in the sunrise, when the sun's coming up, to be able to show you the lighthouse. Normally these videos are just one-day tours of my favorite towns, the greatest towns I've found across America, and I make a little guide to put in the description, and it's a fun little thing where everyone gets to come together and see these places. But because I got lost in the forest for a long time and I went off track, this is a little bit unconventional. So I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning and I'm just gonna take you and get some good shots of the lighthouse and stuff, and we'll finish it up and move on to the next video. So I'm gonna go to bed in the back of my beautiful van back here. I will see you in the morning, but I am sleepy. I'm gonna have great dreams. Love ya. Hi, dearie here. It is morning time, which means you can now see the lighthouse out here on the Point of Reyes, Point Reyes National Seashore. This is it, extending all the way this way on the coast. And then it ends right after this beautiful beach over here. Absolutely magnificent. We're a few minutes early for sunrise. Should be coming up right over here. It's cloudy, so I don't know how good it's gonna be, but we'll wait for a few minutes and see. What a video, man. Like, look, this is about the best sunrise it looks like we're gonna get today. Just, I don't think it really counts, but we're here, we did it. What a chaotic adventure this has been. Like, the idea was to show you Point Reyes Station, show you the breakfast restaurants, go on a short little morning hike. Instead, I get lost in the woods. Can't show you sunrise because it's too cloudy. Oh gosh, get poisoned by some demon plants, and yeah, it was chaotic. But I hope that you still enjoyed it and still got to see a little bit of the potential a place like this has, some of the raw beauty it has. Even when the sun rises and coming up, it's still epic, dude. It's still so awesome out here. And if you listen really close, you can hear the seal in the distance. So I wanted to thank you for joining me on another little adventure to the greatest small towns in America. Right now I've got 3 days left before I'm playing a golf tournament up in Bandon, Oregon, where the next video is going to be hopefully like buy a $250 Wagyu steak, which will be the most expensive single meal I've ever bought in my life, and we'll film all of that and do all of it. It'll be really fun. But for today, I think we're going to finish up right here with a little view of the breaking waves on the coast. Absolutely gorgeous. Stay wild, be free, and if you want a little bit more details about Point Reyes Station and all the things you can do here, click the link in the description, download the free guide, and it'll show you where to go. Take care.